guys, it's Tim here, and today I'm wearing this tiny Kylo Ren mask, and we're going to be talking about something that's super near and dear to my heart. Can you guess what it is? It's Star Wars, man. Come on, look at the title of the video. But for real, guys, today I wanted to take the time to make this unscripted video because there's been something about Star Wars that's been really bubbling up within me for a while, since 2015 when The Force Awakens came out, and I've been talking about it with my friends, with coworkers, with my wife, and today I just wanted to let you guys in on that conversation, and I just wanted to talk about the current state of Star Wars. So yeah, it's no shock to anyone to say that the Star Wars fan base is an incredibly divided fan base. I mean, no one agrees on just about anything. I mean, are the Ewoks cool? Were the prequels good? These are questions that the fan base are going to fight bloody battles over, for the rest of time. But one thing that can be said about Star Wars fans as well is that they're probably one of the most passionate fandoms in the world of fandoms. And the reason why people debate these things and talk about these things is because the fans really, really care. And at the end of the day, no matter what side you're on certain topics or certain debates, everyone is ultimately rooting for the same thing, which is for Star Wars to be good. Back whenever I was very first entering into college and The Force Awakens was announced that they were going to come back, they were going to make an episode 7. Disney bought Lucasfilm. I was so excited because I loved the saga of the first 6 films and the story that was told, the rise and then fall and then redemption arc of Anakin Skywalker, and then how Luke, picked up the torch and was going to rebuild the Jedi. I wanted to see where they went with that, so the prospect of having an episode 7, I just remember reading that on my iPad in my dorm room and literally just almost shedding tears. I mean, it was ridiculous, but I was so excited. And 2015 hit in December and The Force Awakens came out, and me personally as a fan, I actually really loved that movie. I think that they did a wonderful job with the characters. I think that it was really well acted, really well written, and it felt to me like it fit within the realm of Star Wars. Yes, there were some, not just some, but many story elements that were repeated from episode 4, and I can totally fault the movie with that, but at the end of the day, it was all the characters I know and love back with some new additions that were great as well. And then the next year came around and Rogue One came out, and that was also a movie that overall, I would say I enjoyed, but there was just something about that movie that I just couldn't quite put my finger on, but I was kind of becoming unsettled a little bit as a Star Wars fan. It was almost as if the quality was going down maybe just a little bit, and it felt maybe a little bit rushed. Because I look back at that movie, and the scenes that I really remember were the ones with Darth Vader and the entire third act of the film. Everything leading up to that, the first 2 acts, the introduction of all the new characters, the conflicts that all the new characters were having, and all their backstories, I didn't really find myself caring all that much. And whenever I see those characters' action figures in the store, I really have no attachment to them whatsoever. I'll see the little pop figures at Barnes & Noble sometimes, and I'm like, I don't want that at all. And then, guys, this last December happened, and The Last Jedi came out. And whenever I walked out of that movie, I definitely knew that I had a problem with a lot that was going on, and I still couldn't quite put my finger on it, and I had to go back and process for a while. And I came to the conclusion that there are a ton of issues with that movie. And yes, every movie has issues, but I really, for me, felt overall, even though there were a lot of enjoyable elements of The Last Jedi, it really wasn't a Star Wars movie. So today I wanted to talk about some of these problems that I'm seeing, what's maybe going on at Lucasfilm that is a direct cause of this, and then maybe how we as a big community of Lucasfilm and the fans can move forward together towards hopefully an even better Star Wars future, because isn't that what we all want? The largest problem I had with The Last Jedi had less to do with any of the new characters that they introduced or with any of the overall ideas what they had, but more with the level of respect that they treated the characters with. If you guys look back at the Avengers Infinity War review that I put up on my channel a few weeks back, that was one of the biggest things I praised the movie with, was respect to the characters that we as fans have paid money and invested in for many years. Well, with The Last Jedi, if you haven't seen the movie, this might be kind of a spoiler, but
For me, they didn't respect the characters all that much. They made Luke really whiny, and at the end, the way that he fought Kylo Ren seemed kind of like a cop-out. Like he projected himself across the galaxy as if he was actually there, and then he really wasn't. And then at the end of the movie, he just vanishes like Jedis do. But for me as a fan, I was like, okay, you guys had the opportunity to make the film that us as fans want, where we see Luke ignite his green lightsaber and go to town on some stormtroopers and have the fight that we've always wanted to see, use the Force the way we've always wanted to see it, and you don't choose to do that. And Rian Johnson's justification is, well, as filmmakers, we're artists, and we are not tied to what the fans want, because if we do what the fans want, then we don't do what we want, and we're the artists, and we have to make the film that we want to make. Though I agree that that sentiment can be carried over to many other film franchises. Respectfully, Rian Johnson, if that's your attitude, go make your own movie franchise. Because the problem is that Star Wars is more than just a film. It's a storyline. It is an idea that people have bought into, that parents and their kids watch together. Because Star Wars has a fan base full of fans that have invested into the universe that was established. And there's nothing wrong with the universe that was already established. You don't have to change the rules. You don't have to change the characters completely, because we loved the characters. We bought the action figures, we bought the movie tickets, we bought the DVDs, the Blu-rays, the video games, and we love them. So whenever you come in and say, yeah, we're just gonna change it all, and Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm, comes behind Rian Johnson and says, we love everything he did, we're going to give him 3 new films. It just makes me see that no one's really steering this ship the way it should be steered. You look over at Marvel, Kevin Feige, he looks over the films, and the biggest question that they always ask is, does this fit into our universe in a way that respects our characters and that the fans will enjoy and get behind? And whenever J.J. Abrams made The Force Awakens, he set up the alley-oop. The middle chapter was supposed to be carrying the ball to the rim, and the last chapter was supposed to be the slam dunk. But Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson, what you did is you took the alley-oop and you just threw the basketball on the ground, and you looked at the fans and said, if you don't like it, then tough. And you know what? That's just not okay. I mean, life is too short to worry about these types of things. I mean, my life is full of wonderful things that aren't Star Wars. This is just a very minor gripe that has nothing to do with the quality of my life and if I enjoy it or not. But at the end of the day, I still feel cheated because they took a franchise that I've invested so much time and money and thought and care into, and they're taking it a direction that is blatantly against the heritage. I mean, the movie, in The Last Jedi, they even say, we have to kill the past. The only way to move forward from your past is to kill it. Well, respectfully, no. What if we like the past? Also, a trend with the films that I'm seeing is that they're becoming kind of a dumping ground for political thought. And not to say that art and film shouldn't be the place where we voice a lot of our frustrations and a lot of our political hopes. But at the same time, you know, Star Wars is about going to a galaxy far, far away. I mean, it's in the opening text every single time one of the saga films comes on. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Well, that's part of the point of Star Wars, is escaping the reality that we're in and going to relax and enjoy watching a story that is apart from the problems that we're having to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So to inject American politics into a galaxy far, far away is just pointless. And though I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade who liked The Last Jedi, you know, there's just a lot of people who didn't. And that's okay. Again, it goes back to Star Wars fandom. We can debate passionately. But what I'm afraid of is that in the not too distant future, Disney might take Star Wars on the current trajectory that it's on and change it completely and drive it straight into the ground. And with a film franchise like Star Wars, where just by having the name and the title of your film, you are guaranteed to have hundreds of millions of dollars on opening weekend, it might take a little bit longer for us to see the effects of some of the frustration that the fans are having. Because I've even been seeing online that people are saying that they're not going to go see Solo on opening weekend because of their frustrations with The Last Jedi and Rogue One and the overall direction of Lucasfilm. And I hate to see this happen. You know, Solo coming out should be a joyous occasion. We should be so excited. But instead, there's a lot of the fandom that are just saying things like, you know, we never asked for this movie, or I didn't like The Last Jedi and I didn't like Rogue One very much, so I don't know how I'm going to feel about this one. And we should not be having to think that. I mean, Disney has the most money of any entertainment company in the entire world. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know if Kathleen Kennedy needs to take on a different type of role and they need to bring in someone that's a little more skilled at cohesively tying the Star Wars universe together, similar to Kevin Feige over at Marvel. But something needs to be done because I'm hearing reports of some YouTubers and journalists and reviewers that I really respect coming out of the Solo premiere. And though they're not able to completely review the movie yet because of the embargo, their reactions are not the most positive. Guys, in the future, I hope that Lucasfilm realizes that the Star Wars that we all want is the Star Wars that they already had in the very beginning, whenever they bought it from George Lucas. And we want to see the characters that we've grown up loving from movies past and stories past on the big screen, and we want to see them use their Force abilities, and we want to see them use their lightsabers, and we want to see them act the way we know they're going to act. Sometimes there's this stigma that wanting something cool in a movie, or wanting action, or wanting the things that the mass public likes isn't mainstream, and it's not cool enough for some reason. It's like we have to somehow be really deep with the movies that we like. It's apparently not enough to have a movie with cool characters, humor, the Force, lightsaber fights, and a memorable storyline. We have to have real world politics in our movies, and it's just become too much of a machine. All I'm trying to say, guys, at the end of the day, is I know that they can do better. I haven't seen Solo, so I can't make my final judgment on it. Maybe I'm gonna really like it, and I still really hope so. But guys, I just hope that Disney opens up the treasure trove, and I hope they decide, you know what, we're gonna make an Obi-Wan movie, we're gonna make a Darth Vader movie with the Emperor. We're going to say, you know what, the prequels happened, it's okay. Use Ian McDiarmid as the Emperor. He's alive. He's the perfect age to play the character. Use him. Nothing against new characters, but we love the old ones. So don't neglect them, please. And I'm just a YouTuber with less than 200 subscribers at this point, but maybe my voice will be heard. And if you guys want to help that happen, please share this video. Because at the end of the day, we're all just Star Wars fans, and we're not going to be fair weather about it. We're going to be here with the franchise, no matter what direction it goes. But please, just take care of the ship and steer it well. If you guys like my content today, give my video a thumbs up, and please leave some comments down in the comments section. I get back with almost every single person that comments. I love having conversations with you guys, and if you guys would let me know down in the comments what are like your top 3 movie ideas for new Star Wars films that you hope get made. And subscribe right here for weekly entertainment, tech, and review videos from me. I would love it if you guys came along for the journey with me, so I'll see you guys in the next one.